Welcome to the Valentine show, guys. Expecting that you guys are having a wonderful weekend or whatever is the day that you're watching this on. I'm having a wonderful weekend, a wonderful day too. Thanks to who? Do I gotta tell you? Huh? The Lord above. He's the one that has this under control down here, guys. I got it. This is incredible. This world, there is always this world in general is like the biggest soap opera. And I found myself this video, which does I'm just like, where are we living in? This is a video by Vice. No, it says Vice here. Look at the title. Why women of color are trying to get out of the United States. This is women that go on vacation to black only vacation. White women are not allowed. Let's get into this, guys. 7 minutes and 55 minutes long. Let's go, man.
This is like heaven right now.
Yeah.
Alexis Bromley is from Nebraska. She needed a break from white people.
In Omaha, it's very segregated. It can be very
The first thing that comes out of her mouth, it's very segregated.
isolating if you're a person of color. It's hard in Nebraska because it's a red state. And so you just don't know who you interact with on a daily basis if they believe
It's a red state, political. Let's go.
that you're lesser, if you're inferior, and how that in turn can affect me.
She says the current political climate has only made these feelings worse. So she decided to go on a women of color healing retreat in Costa Rica.
Hi, such beautiful smiles. Thank you guys so much for coming. My blackness is bold.
My blackness is uninhibited.
My blackness is strength.
The idea is simple.
Imagine if that was turned around. My whiteness is bold. My whiteness is uninhibited.
For 10 days, black women come together to eat vegan food, meditate, do yoga.
The breath in is the reminder that we are safe.
They're safe because in here they're just hunting. They're hunting people of color. I feel not good coming out because I got nappy hair and my dad is black, so I feel like I shouldn't go out.
And to discuss the frustrations of being black in America.
It's like a mental game all the time, and I'm in these spaces where, constantly getting poked and prodded. Oh, let me touch your hair. Oh, you're really pretty for a black
Let me touch your hair.
girl.
Black people don't exercise. Black people don't hike. People are automatically gonna have this perception of me before I even open my mouth.
So many people's ideologies are being validated that don't see us as human, that don't see us as people.
This retreat is one of more than a dozen black-owned travel groups, marketing trips specifically to people who look like Alexis. In the
Marketing to black people.
few years that most of these companies have been open, more and more clients are calling them up.
What are they
At least
doing?
5 say they've seen a spike in interest coinciding with Trump's election.
The idea of black women reclaiming control over their own mind, body, and spirit is
This is the founder, Andrea X. Hold your horses. Hold yourself. Sit down. Wrap yourself in something to meet this character.
exactly what's needed to survive in a system that constantly tells us that our wellness isn't important. We stopped taking care of ourselves because we were taught you don't matter.
You gotta get told that you have to take care of yourself.
The retreat is the brainchild of Andrea X, a former Brooklynite turned expat.
I left the United States because I was sick of gentrification, racism, just dealing with
In Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, New York.
being this black woman trying to figure it out there.
It was 2014, and she'd just lost her job as a healthcare facilitator. What started off as a vacation in Costa Rica
What is she
became
doing?
her entire new life. She used all of her personal savings to form this retreat.
We needed a safe space that was outside in the United States to
Safe
hold certain
space.
conversations and just to heal. I don't think that we can do that in the United States. I think that we're suffering and suffocating and just dying every single day trying to survive there.
Yeah, no.
Damn, yo. Like if it's like, yo, I feel she's talking about like if this is Syria.
Not every woman can afford to come out to Costa Rica. What can we do for the racism they experience for women who can't afford to be part of your retreat?
I think that it's important for people in the United States, Black and POC people, to start forming their own spaces there.
Easier said than done. White Americans find themselves in white-only meetings and places all the time, without even trying or noticing. When Black people want a break from feeling like a minority, they often have to make an effort. Alexis made the effort, and it cost her $2,222. But for her and several other women, that's a reasonable price to pay for a retreat that bans white people.
You heard that? A retreat that bans white people. I wonder why Rosa Parks for. Let's bring back Jim Crow laws if we want segregation. Let's segregate everything again.
Would having white people on this trip ruin it?
I got my money back. Yeah, I don't think we will be.
Damn, wait up. I didn't even see that. She said she wants. Wait up. Did she say she wants her money back?
White people.
Would having white people on this trip ruin it?
I got my money back. Yeah.
She said I want my money back? Yo, you racist, man.
I don't think we will be as open.
If she said I want my money back, yo, racist. Yo, racist comes in all colors. Blacks, white, Latinos, Mexicans, everywhere. There's people that are not gonna like you for a particular reason.
And as honest as we are with the group that we're in now.
Yeah.
Do you all feel like you've been stereotyped?
One thing I always got is you're so well spoken. And I don't think people understand how much.
I wish they tell me I'm so well spoken. Guys, am I well spoken? Let me know in the comments down below. I love to be well spoken. I would love for people to tell me, yo, Valentine, you are a very well spoken individual. That's a compliment.
It's how insulting that is. What else would you expect from me?
Yeah, to find it insulting because you live in a what is it? A victim mentality. Like the world is ending.
Curious if it's been no different for you since
It was
the election of President Trump?
We're Black, we knew that racism has been around.
It all started when Trump came into office 1 year. That's when everything started.
We had to pivot my interactions with people and people who actually support Trump. Like, I can't trust you on friendship level, family level, any level if you actually are supporting someone that, is completely racist.
Wow, yo, I can't trust. Then this is where it comes down to, man. See that this girl right here is a racist. How illogical is that, guys? Could you just hear this? Could you hear this? Just because you support somebody, and that necessarily means that you're gonna marry the person, just because you prefer this candidate has something better than the other candidate. She says, I can't trust you anymore. What is wrong with these people?
Is some of that anxiety?
This is just ideas, different ideas. I call this black, you might call it, I don't know, even if you call it green, dark brown. Why can't I shake your hand at the end of the day?
What you feel you need to heal from here?
We're looking for ways to coping mechanisms.
Coping, yes.
And ways to take care of ourselves.
Yes, because you don't know how to
because we're not on the agenda.
Do you feel like you've increasingly lost the ability to see any shot at a relationship with white people?
Every time I have a conversation with them, I just pick up on certain things that they say, whatever. I pick up on the microaggressions, the passive aggressiveness. I pick up on it. So I decided one day to just eliminate white people from my personal life. And ever since then, my life has been way more breezy.
Do you think it's at all possible that the fact that white racism, white people have sort of made you leave the U.S., start your whole life over somewhere else, feel the need to avoid them, means that they've won?
They didn't push me out the United States. Because if that's the case, they could push me out of any of these countries because they are here. They're everywhere, I feel like white people shouldn't even have passports.
Damn, do you hear that? Do you guys hear that? I feel like white people should not have passports. Is she racist? I don't know.
Because they've done enough, especially white Americans, leave them in the United States. They do not need to come here. They do not.
They should be even able to travel here.
They need to stay in the United States.
But to a white person who's doing their best to be the best white person they can be.
I have no tips for a white person. My tip to white people is to let us have our space, let us have our room, and go hang out with other white people. We're
Damn,
okay.
you're racist.
You know, you've done enough damage.
Damn, you a racist, man.
This retreat, much to Andrea's dismay, is held at a white-owned resort. That doesn't bother the retreat participants.
The resort is white. It's a white-owned resort. You know what's the funny thing about this is that she has a Cleopatra thing. Well, I seen that in an Egyptian thing. And she's black. It's funny as they go to Costa Rica, but they don't go back to Africa. I wonder why.
They haven't cut white people out full-time. But 20 minutes down the road, Andrea and a business partner have quietly invested nearly $100,000 to build up their own private retreat space.
This is where we'll have the workshops.
Is this just like a long con to start building your own Black nation out in the middle of Costa Rica?
It is. It is.
Starting with yoga. Yeah. Next, there's going to be like a mini government.
I don't want to have a mini government, but at the same time, it will be a community of just like Black people
the host
living
is
here.
laughing with this girl, like, yo, like.
What would you say to someone who's
almost
like,
this
you
is
know,
like okay,
nice as
like
it sounds
the
like
tone.
paradise for Black people. In some ways, like it's motivated by the same hate that white people who want to create white nations and white spaces have.
I
Really
would say it doesn't have anything to do with
It doesn't have anything to do with it. And you just said white people shouldn't have passports.
them. This is about us healing our community.
Is it practical to create a Black nation in the middle of a jungle? Or to chase all white people off your property? Probably not, and most Black people don't want to do that. But the feelings of isolation that drove Andrea to build her own community aren't that different from what drove Alexis to this retreat in the first place. Andrea has completely given up on the U.S.
I don't blame her. I have been places outside of the U.S. where I have felt more at home and more included than I have ever in my community.
Then why don't you move out there? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you feel better, why don't you stay in Costa Rica? Make your life out there. If you feel so, as the U.S. is attacking you so much, and you don't feel that you can live, go live to to Costa Rica, and just stay out there.
Is that an upsetting thing? You know, you say it with like this serene face, but to like go visit somewhere that you're not a citizen of and feel more at home than you do in your own country.
Yeah, that's reality. Unfortunately, that's the reality of our country.
Guys, what do you think about this? This came to a shock to me that they have even people. This is not undercover racism. This is just what we hear. This is KKK style racism. Well, besides the killing, but it's like we're here, we're racist, we don't like white people. White people are not excluded. Jim Crow in effect. Let's go. This is crazy, guys. What you think about this? Let me know. Leave your comments down below, guys. Remember, we are growing. Please subscribe to the channel. Come by to say hello, and I'm really interested in your comments. Is this cool? Is this we should maintain this? We should allow this. This is perfectly normal. Obviously, you guys know what I think. Let me know what you think, guys. Remember, God, family, country, me, Valentine. I'm out.